The easiest way to lose fat. When I was 13, 14, I was skinny fat. I had like a fat belly, but also I had like very, very skinny arms and very skinny legs. I just hated the way I looked. I was so sad, so depressed, and I really, really wanted, to lose fat, right? And I genuinely just tried everything. I tried those 15, 20-minute ab workouts that never worked, those apps that tell you to do 15 mountain climbers time, sit-ups 16, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, it doesn't work at all. In fact, it makes you gain even more fat because you actually eat more. But basically, I tried literally everything and nothing worked until one day, I'm scrolling on YouTube Shorts, procrastinating basically, and I find Derek from More Plates, More Dates, and he was talking to, someone, one of his friends, on like a podcast, right? And his friend was saying that whatever I do, I cannot seem to lose belly fat. I can't seem to lose fat. It's not working at all. And then Derek asked him a question. He told him, do you track calories? And he said, no. And Derek was like, hey, that's what you should do. And he said this quote, which stuck to me until now, which is so powerful. He said, if you track your calories every single day, it is physically impossible to not lose fat. So what did I do? I actually started tracking my calories. I download MyFitnessPal, I try to learn how it works, and there's like the breakfast and the lunch and the dinner and all these things, and add food and all that, and answering all the questions in the beginning. And I actually start tracking my calories. And my routine was like this. I used to, when I went to school, I told myself I will skip breakfast. I won't eat breakfast so that I can fit in my calories. So I skipped breakfast, and when I came back, I would eat just lunch and dinner, and every single day track calories. And finally, it happened. I actually lost belly fat. I actually started having like visible abs. And the happiness I had was just out of this world. And it was all because I tracked my calories. Single greatest and easiest way to lose fat is to track your calories, bro. Please, bro, please. If you're like me, right? If you're like me, and you're probably like me, you tried literally everything, those ab workouts, the keto diet and whatever, and all this bullshit that none of it just works. If you've tried everything and you cannot seem to lose belly fat, track your calories. I have never, ever seen someone who consistently every day tracked his calories and didn't lose fat. I've never seen it. I've literally never seen it. It's literally physically impossible. Because the primary driver of fat loss is not, six-pack workouts. It's a calorie deficit, right? It's not keto. It's a calorie deficit. It's not, supplements. It's a calorie deficit. The primary driver of fat loss is a calorie deficit. Fat loss is a calorie deficit, basically. It's eating less than what you currently burn. So basically, for example, if you burn 2,000 calories a day and you eat 1,500 calories, you are in a calorie deficit, because basically what is happening is you used to be at maintenance. So you're burning 2,000 calories and you're eating 2,000 calories. That's how much you eat, and how much you burn is 2,000. 2,000 minus 2,000 is 0, right? It's 0. So you don't burn anything, you don't gain weight or lose weight. That's how much you currently are. But if you eat 2,000, if you burn 2,000 calories and eat 1,500, so you eat less than what you burn, that equals to 500 calories. So 500 calories every single day, you're burning 500 calories that accumulated over 4 or 5 weeks. It's gonna be significant. You're gonna lose a lot of belly fat because that extra 500 calories, you're burning it every single day and you're burning belly fat basically. So you will lose weight. That's simply why, you know, calorie deficit is the primary driver. I try to explain it simply, right? So calorie deficit, being in a calorie deficit, eating less than what you consume is the primary driver. It's not six-pack workouts, it's not keto, it's not whatever, it's not, you know, this guy's supplement or this fat burning Ozempic or all this. It's a calorie deficit. Everything in the world that help, you know, morbidly obese or fat people lose weight with is centered around this concept, is centered around this driver. Because they give, for example, like fat people, the most common way they use to make fat people lose weight is they give them a needle that makes their belly smaller, that makes their stomach smaller, sorry. So it makes them eat less, and eating less makes you lose fat. That's a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is basically just eating less. That's simply a calorie deficit. For example, in keto, right? Keto, it says you don't eat carbs at all. The people who have lost fat on keto, it's not because they didn't eat carbs, it's because most of what they were eating was carbs, and when they stopped eating carbs, they stopped eating, or they ate less overall, so they lost weight basically. Just think about it, like, why do skinny people eat less and fat people eat more? The primary driver of fat loss is a calorie deficit. That is what drives fat loss. So let's go back to our example. If you burn 2,000 calories every single day and you eat 1,500 calories every single day, you are losing fat every single day. If you keep eating 1,500 calories and you're burning 2,000, that's like your maintenance, that's what you eat every day. If you eat 1,500, that is basically, that means you're losing fat. That's basically how you lose fat. If you only do that, you will lose a lot of fat, I'm telling you. It works. It's scientifically proven. And we've actually seen this with the Twinkie diet. I don't know if you've heard. If you don't know what the Twinkie diet is, basically there was this doctor who wanted to prove that basically a calorie deficit, eating less, is the primary driver of fat loss. So what he did was he ate only Twinkies, but he ate in a calorie deficit, so he ate less than what he currently was eating, but only Twinkies, so literally garbage, like just full of sugar. He ate only Twinkies for 30 days in a calorie deficit. My guy lost 28 pounds. 28 pounds, that's a significant decrease. That's a significant loss. He lost that much weight just eating Twinkies, but because he was in a calorie deficit. And get this right, the way to actually be in a consistent calorie deficit is to actually lose fat, is to track your calories. This is why tracking your calories, if you actually do it, it is physically impossible to not lose fat. If you just track your calories and you do nothing else, you will lose fat. We know this, bro. We know this through decades and decades and decades of science. If you track your calories every single day, it is physically and physiologically impossible to not lose fat. It is impossible. If you actually track it and you're in a calorie deficit, it is impossible to not lose fat. The problem is, like, people have convinced like fat people that you have to work out and you have to do 10 hours of cardio, and you know, you have to train and work out and do sports and all this bullshit. Motherfucker, that's not the primary driver. Yes, it will help because it will boost your metabolism, making you burn more calories, but it's not the primary driver of fat loss. The primary driver of fat loss is a calorie deficit. If you are just in a calorie deficit and you don't play sports, you don't take supplements, you don't, you know, do anything else, if you're just in a calorie deficit, you will lose fat. That's 90% of losing fat, is a calorie deficit. Playing sports and things like that, yes, it helps, but it's just an addition to a calorie deficit. I actually tell you a story, you know, I actually have a friend, and my friend, he's really good at tennis. He's so good. He's really good at tennis. Like, he destroys all of us at tennis. He's really good, and he actually plays tennis regularly, like every single week. Plays tennis. And he's fat. He's actually fat. Like, he has a fat belly. So this guy, he plays tennis like 3 to 4 times every single week, and he's still fat. Because sports and working out are not the primary driver of muscle growth. Yes, they help. They are additions, but fat loss. They are not the primary driver of fat loss. The primary driver is a calorie deficit. And the best way to track calories is with MyFitnessPal. And this is not a sponsor by any means. I'm not sponsored by them. I just love the app. The best way to track calories is with MyFitnessPal. And it's very easy and simple to use to track calories. Bro, millions and millions of people have lost fat from using MyFitnessPal, including me. You can actually search it up. Like, millions have lost fat from this app by tracking their calories. And the way it works is there's like 2 stages basically in the app. So the first stage is right when you download the app. You sign up, you log in or whatever, you make an email and whatever, and they give you a test and ask questions about things like your weight, your height, how active are you, do you play sports, things like that. And they ask you these questions to find out your target calories. And when you finish the test, they give you a number. For example, the number is 2,400, for example. That's how much, that's your number you should aim for. Now, based on your goals, because they ask you literally about everything, your goals, do you want to lose fat or not, or gain, weight, gain muscle? Because there are people who use it for losing fat and people use it for gaining muscle. They ask you about these 2 things. When you finish, they give you the number, and every single day you aim for that number. That's the first phase, is they give you a test, and based on your answers on that test, they give you a number. Now, when you finish the test, and this is the second phase, this is like lifelong, right? This is like the tracking part. This is the actual part of the app. Is when you finish the test, you track your calories. You have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you have the 2,400 calories, right? And you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You click on, add food, you search the food you ate, and they literally have all the food you could ever think of, they have it. Even like Middle Eastern food, and like the Asian food, and Indian food, any food you could think of, they have it. You click on the food you ate, and it gives you the calories next to it. So for example, let's say you ate like bread and eggs. So bread would be like 300 calories, and like eggs would be like maybe like 200 calories. So you log those in, and now your target calories for the day is not 2,400, is 1,900, because you already ate eggs and bread. You put that in, and you try to aim for that number every single day, and every single time you do that, you lose fat. So you click on the plus, you do it for the day, and you repeat, right? You do it every single day. And yes, it's a bit annoying at first because you have to keep remembering it and putting it in your brain. Oh, I have to track my calories in MyFitnessPal, and it's annoying. But I promise you, it just gets really easy, and you just get like used to it. Basically, it's really, really simple. Like millions and millions of people have lost weight and got six-pack abs from this, from tracking their calories. If you do everything wrong, but you track your calories like I showed you, you will lose fat. It's that simple. It is literally that simple. It works. Track your calories every single day, and it will be physically and physiologically impossible for you to not lose fat. As always, bro, we're in this together, and we're gonna make it. I promise you, we're gonna make it together. Peace, take care.